Yeah. Welcome to Border City TV. We're gonna play this little intro, then we're gonna get straight into it, y'all. So stay tuned.
You did. I wish I could put this shit on loudspeaker. Hey, what's up, bro? Somebody want with me? Well, nigga. I'm just saying, cuz. I just seen these right here. I was finna get these, bro. I ain't want to match you, though.
Oh man. Ooh. What's up, boss? Oh man, I want to welcome y'all to another episode of Border City TV. Man, we got some guests in the building, man. We got Marcia in the building. We got my
What up,
man Be Heard
y'all?
with YB. He in the building, you know what I'm saying? So go ahead and do your promo thing and we're gonna get straight to it.
I guess it's ladies first. Hey, y'all,
Always.
Ladies
Marcia.
first.
I am a co-host of Sister Girl Podcast, available on all your streaming platforms. So go check us out, Sister, without the H, SISTA, Girl Podcast.
Okay. YB, you up?
Man, you dig what I'm saying. Hey, man, it's your boy YB, man. For Be Heard with YB Podcast. Available on all streaming platforms that got to do with podcasting. And I'm also mainly available when it comes to show and your views and the way that you see the show. It'll be streaming from YouTube. So catch the show live on YouTube, you know what I mean? And we do our thing, you know what I'm saying? Young black activists, and we doing our thing for the community. You did.
All day. You did. So look, man, hey, this is an interesting topic for the simple fact that we do actually have somebody from where this is actually taking place. YB, you from Memphis.
You did.
So this story that we're gonna be talking about is in Memphis. So go ahead and give your outlook on it, your point of view, and what you think of it. How it's looking down in Memphis right now.
Well, man, you know what I'm saying? As far as how I look right now in the city, you know, I take it from this point of view. You know what I'm saying? No, I got folks that's outside of the city, that's outside of the state of Tennessee, to be in general. And I asked them for their overview as far as like how did they view, you know what I'm saying, what's going on as far as from big streaming media like CNN and MSNBC places that they're streaming this particular case like that. So when they see it, you know what I mean, it's like they see this big protest going on, you know what I'm saying? They seeing people, blocking off a bridge and keeping people from coming in, and they thinking there's this big protest going on when in actuality there's a staged you know what I'm saying, protest. If I would say it's a staged protest because you know what I'm saying, I was trying to be a part of it last night. I ran into certain members from Black Lives Matter, you know what I mean, who was just late to the altercation. You know what I mean? So they was denied access to get through to the podcast. I mean, to the protest. You know what I mean? So that was a big, you know what I'm saying, red flag for me. You know what I'm saying? For trying to be a part of it and couldn't be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? So I take it as you know what I'm saying, something that was staged. I wouldn't say that the initial crime itself was staged. You know what I'm saying? A young man lost his life, and all respects goes out to the family. You know what I mean? But as far as the protest and the marketing of this young black man's life, they marketing his life right now. They're marketing his life for a full profit, and they're getting that. It's like a party package deal. You know what I'm saying? When you throwing a party, it's like, what can I get with this party? Okay, we get the surprise party. Okay, you get people that come in. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have the models to jump out the cake. You know what I'm saying? It's like a package deal. For the loss of your son's life, we will grant you. You know what I'm saying? Public persona. You know what I mean? When you get on and you speak your piece to the public, we're gonna also give you protests. We're gonna have helicopters flying over this area, designated area, to where people are actually feeling your pain. it's like a marketing strategy. You know what I'm saying? And I watched this live. You know what I'm saying? And plus, I had my relatives, a couple cousins of mine that was with me on this journey, and we all noticed the same thing as far as, and also as citizens around the city who noticed the same thing. So I would say that the protest is a hoax, but the life that was lost was definitely one that was lost. I don't know if it was sacrificial or what, but at the end of the day, I just say that, when it comes to the city of Memphis, that the city of Memphis is not participating in what's going on. You know what I mean? Everybody who is participating in what's going on is from out of town. They're not from the city of Memphis.
So is it sort of like one of them situations where what happened in Milwaukee, and no, was that Milwaukee? No, a matter of fact, what the fuck am I talking about? It was like when the Black Lives Matter stuff was at its peak. It was like they had the riots down here in Detroit, like the Black Lives Matter and all the little whatever you want to call it at that time. And it was a lot of people that weren't even from Detroit coming
Right.
down here to start
Exactly.
the trouble.
Exactly.
And, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like you got people out here that's just going to these places to stir up some bullshit, and that's their primary cause.
See, let me tell you this though, Jay. You know how I feel about Black Lives Matter, Jay. You know how I feel about
how you feel. How do you feel about Black Lives Matter?
I feel like Black Lives Matter isn't for the black community, first of all. Black Lives Matter is only for the publication of the wrongdoing of a counterpart, which is the white male or the white counterpart, white officers, we should put it, doing harm to a black male. They only publicize that. You know what I'm saying? When they publicize that, it goes back to what I was just telling you about this certain particular case. They are actually marketing Black lives. Black lives matter. Come on, let's break this down. They're marketing the black lives that they're taking. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
This is a whole nother level. That's why I be trying. Like, it's so many of us know the truth. It's so many of us realize the truth, but don't speak the truth. We speak it amongst each other. But when it comes to shows like this is where we should speak on it. You know what I mean? Because we speak amongst each other and know that this is not right, but nobody speaks up and speaks out about it because they feel like this is something good for the culture. This is not for the culture. It's not. It's not for the culture. And that's one thing that I don't, that's why I don't really, you know what I'm saying, put my whole heart into Black Lives Matter. I just don't feel like it's for us. It's not for us.
So how do you feel about Black Lives Matter?
I agree that it's not for us, but you said that this was a marketing scheme for his life. I don't really agree with that because, to be honest with you, I didn't find out about this until yesterday when they were about to release the video. I feel like they didn't market it enough. And because they didn't market it enough, like nobody really is talking about his life until like yesterday or today.
Okay. Let me stop you there. Okay, I understand you there. I understand you there. The thing that I'm saying, when I say marketing, I'm not talking about the initial crime that happened. Okay, they did that. They put their hands on him. They hurt him. They took his life. You understand? My heart is there for him because as black men, this is what we deal with. This is where we from. We
black
from
men
here.
killing
So
other black men because the what they did to him was crazy.
yes, it's crazy.
And it's shit like that happens every day. Like you said, we talk about it amongst each other, but we really need to talk about it. So yesterday on CNN, the guy said, they prosecuted the men real fast. But if it was a white officer, we always take it back to white people. Why don't we talk about how we don't protect each other?
Right. It's true. But the thing about it is, we just got to look at the scenario. You got to understand what the type of realm that we living in. We look at the physical so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love doing this podcast thing because I love to speak freely and I love to travel and get to know other people and get into the thoughts of other people. So what I come to conclude is the realm that we're living in is not just a physical one. It's a spiritual one.
For sure.
They harvest a lot of energy from black people. We are quick to react to things that we see. It's imagery. You know what I mean? So when we react, they harvest their energy and they play amongst that. They literally put this thing out here like it was some type of episode to a show. They held the video for weeks. They've been had this video for weeks on weeks. So you mean to tell me that you will harvest this video before a family that speaks and want peace, you will hold this video until a certain time on a certain day for it to be released like it's the seasonal premiere for an episode? We talking about trauma here. We got kids to watch
Very
this.
much, yeah.
They were speaking about releasing this video on the weekday. You understand? But they released this video on the weekend when kids are at home, when people are off work, where they have a lot of time to view the video and gain that. It's letting the kids that don't know, who was born in a time of Barack Obama where black man was president, they don't know anything else but a black man to be president. They empowered. So let us bring you back down to the normal size that you are, a nothing person that we look at you as, to show you that we run this world, that we run this. You have 5 black officers who beat a black man. We switched the scenario up from the Rodney King beating. We had officers that was white, the same amount of officers that was white to beat a black man who got off and got past their situation, but you would never have 5 black men who get off on that same type of scenario. But we have that type of scenario to happen in an all-black city, which is Memphis. Memphis is mostly 78 to 80% black patrons. Black people run this town. We might not be into in the judicial system of this city, but we run this town when it comes to us being the cultural influence of this town. So you had to have this happen here. You live in a black city. You in Dallas. Jay Jones, you in Detroit. We have other patriots who are podcasters who are in other black cities. We see this all the time. What has happened here? It's been staged and it's a hoax. You know what I mean? The young man life who was took, don't mix it up. It's true. Yes, his life was took. I'm deeply in sorrow for what happened. But when it comes to the protest and the marketing of this black man's life, Black Lives Matter is not the people who should be behind this. It should be real black people who feel emotionally strained from the situation and who's standing up to do something about it. Not some staged hoax where people should be blocking off a bridge. A bridge? A black man was killed in a city and they want to block off a bridge? What is that gonna prove? That's proving nothing.
Do you know the like a part that I really don't understand about this? Like on like the body cam, like you heard some of them officers like, yeah, man, and I hit them with some haymakers.
Sure,
he said I hit him with them pieces. He said I hit him with like the 3 pieces and he was still standing.
Still standing. Like
you feel me?
Like,
but the thing is, first of all, you're right. Black Lives Matter. But it's like if we do Black Lives Matters for this situation, are we saying the Black Lives of the cops matter or the Black Lives of the young men matter? I think it's a controversy there because with Black Lives Matter, with these white people, we already know who the enemy is. Right now, we have 2 common denominators. They're both, all 5 of them are black. The young man was black. And so it's like, how do you, that's why I was like, oh, ain't gonna be no protest. What are you gonna protest about? Police brutality? We've already done that. Oh, is racism? It's not racism, or could it be racism? Could this be a hate crime because they're both black? Like, what are you protesting?
I mean, what was the motive? Like, did he do something? Did y'all hear if this dude did something to one of the cops and they all jumped? Like, have y'all heard anything about why they did it?
I heard rumors, like I guess he probably slept with one of the cops' wives.
That's one of the biggest rumors. We gotta dead that rumor. That rumor is dead. You know what I mean? That's just a rumor that was started by somebody who ain't had nothing much to do. This man was not messing with one of these officers' wives or none of that. This man was. They claimed that this man was some sort of artistic. You know what I'm saying? Some type of artistic person. You know what I mean? Like he hit the type of character that he had would not match somebody who was messing and sleeping with somebody else's wife.
Man, what would make them do that to him? Like
supposedly he had hit somebody's car a couple days before. to where it was like a hit and run type of scenario.
You cuss on your podcast?
So,
because I'm about to cuss. Get the fuck out of here. Like,
I'm
no.
telling you the truth. I'm in the city now. I'm telling you what the street's saying.
Oh,
now,
he hit somebody's car that was cause for him to be murdered.
The real is that he had hit somebody's car a couple days before and on a hit or run, so they already had his information from the tags or whatever. So when they seen him again, they initiated a stop and then led from there. That's what the story go. That's how the story go. Then you have the rumor that comes around and said he was messing with one of their wives.
I didn't see any of that in the media about him hitting the car previously. What they said was supposedly he was driving recklessly, and that's why they pulled him over initially. But according to the cameras, they're saying they have no evidence that he was driving recklessly, even if he was, right? He ain't killed nobody. When he got out the first time, he was like, okay, like, I'm on the ground. They're like, get on your stomach. How the fuck I'm gonna get on my stomach if you holding my arm?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that don't even make sense. And then, like you said, on the video, the body cam, they like, oh, I hit him with this one. You saw a cop come from his police car and just kicked him for no reason. Like, bro, what was your motive? Why were you so angry? Is this what you guys usually do? Because it does look like y'all used to this.
Yeah, because look, they permanently banned
with a lot of, oh, he tried to grab my gun. Yeah, he tried to grab my gun. He almost hit me. Goddamn.
See, what I think they was doing actually was trying to create the story as it was going. They was trying to create the story as it was happening. That's why he said, oh, he tried to go for such and such gun, and they was creating it as they was going. You know what I'm saying? It's like you feed off me, I feed off you. But you know, one thing leads to another, but you can't keep lying yourself. You can't keep lying to where people believe you, because you're gonna get caught up in your lie.
It is. It was 5 of them though. 5.
It was more than 5.
It was more than 5. I got footage.
More than 5.
It was more than 5. It was a white officer who actually came over.
That was on the initial arrest.
Held his feet and stomped on his back.
What?
Yes, I got that footage.
He was the initial officer that stopped him when they tased him, the white officer.
He initiated.
When that guy ran out of breath and he was like, oh, where your water at? It shows his hand. It was a white guy.
He the first one to initiate and shoot his taser at the male, at Tyre. He shot his taser first. He was the first one to initiate the initial incident. Like when it first started, he was the first one to be a part of it by initiating, discharging his taser. You know what I mean?
Wow, man. Then people wonder, like, man, why you don't like cops, or what's like stuff like this, bro? Like,
but wait, hold on. We can't do that, because not all cops are the same. And like I said before, being in Detroit, being in Chicago, being in Dallas, this happens on a regular basis where Black men are killing other Black men. So why that gives a narrative like, this is why we don't like them, because they're so brutal, they're violent. Look what they did to him. Like, you can't do police thing. It wasn't a police thing, it was a person thing.
No,
they were people.
That's a fact.
People.
No, I'm saying, like, of course, all police officers are not the same, of course, but when things like this happen, you know how some people, like, they judge on an overall basis. They don't go off, oh, that was just a person, you know, that was just them. They go off a wide, broad, like, thing, like, oh, that's cops for you. That's why I don't like cops. They use stuff like that to, you know, motivate their reasoning. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
that's all I'm saying. Of course, I know good cops, you know, cool cops that'll probably never do nothing like this. But it just took this, like, them to, like, I just don't get the motivation. I don't get it.
You know, first of all, you got to understand, like, the heinous behind it. You got people that's literally sitting there watching him die. They sitting there watching him die. He was dying in their face.
Yep.
So you mean to tell me, you know what's really scared me though, Jay, is when he literally squirming like a little fish. Like he losing breath, like he losing consciousness. You know what I'm saying? You can tell, you can tell. He's swollen up. You know what I mean? It's like, come on now. I'm lifeless here. And one of the officers is sitting there asking him, who had pulled up to the scene, asking him, what did you have on you? What did you have on you, man? What did you have on you? the fuck out of here. Do you see my face? Do you see my nose? Do you see my throat? Do you see my... Look at me. You asking me what I had? Give me aid. And ask me that later when you save my life.
But
you know what I mean?
I do think a lot of... what I do think, in a lot of these departments, they need to retrain and to how to go about certain situations. Because sometimes this is just over policing, like unnecessary. It don't matter what I had on me. I could have had a kid drugs on me. You don't need to beat my ass. You don't need to beat my ass.
I don't think that was a matter of policing. I think it was just evil people, because none of that, I don't think any of that had to do with policing. They probably had the proper training. They just felt some type of way and they wanted to set an example. So they did what they did. I don't think that had to do with their job, honestly.
Okay.
That was like a gang beating, like, oh, we finna catch this nigga. That's how it looked like to me.
So, okay.
Where they held him up and was giving him, man, please. That had shit to do with police.
These officers had history of this.
Right.
Exactly.
A couple of them had histories of beating people and putting their hands on people.
Mm-hmm.
So you mean to tell me, you know what I'm saying, with the law enforcement agency in a whole, that people can have numerous complaints against them and they can still be allowed to police us and be around us?
No.
That's a problem in itself.
That's
a problem in itself.
Facts. But that's not going to show up on a background check.
What's not?
You beat people ass?
And it's being reported?
Background check if you ain't never been arrested for it? How they going to know what your character is?
No.
People fake all day. People fake every single day. You're not going to know until these people get into these positions.
Exactly. Okay, say you a cop.
Then, unless you have a video like what we have now, it's he say, she say.
But say you a cop. All right, you in one department. Something happened to you. You got a reputation for beating people ass. People reported you. It's on your record. Then you go to another department. A background check. That's going to be on your record.
Yes, but if you look at it,
most definitely,
people are always saying that police officers are doing something. How often are those people believed? Not for real. Like, oh, people automatically, they have this stigma. People have a problem with the police. So he said, oh, he beat my ass. I ain't beat his ass. They're going to take the side of their officer first before they take the side of the person. Unless you have
you want to know something? I'm going to tell you this. How desensitized do you have to be to beat somebody to the point where they call for their mama to the top of their lungs and you still decide to put your hands on them and brutalize them? How inhumane do you have to be as a person?
Like you said,
it's
spiritual. That to me, like I said, you have to completely take the soul out of a person to do some shit like that. I know when people get into like a rage, you ever been in rage where you just black out and you don't know what the fuck is going on, but you just can't stop? It's a spiritual thing, like you said. That's what I think. Because really, like you said, how could you have a soul, have a heart, and then just beat somebody like that and watch him die? Even the EMTs watched him die. Like, how could you just sit there? And honestly, I don't know about the white man holding him down because I didn't see that. I didn't even see him in that video that they showed of them beating him. But no, what you gonna do? They gonna stand by their officers.
Blue do stand by blue.
Look, one thing I got, if I may, Jay. One thing I know, two things I know for certain. Standing by their officers, I respect what you just said. Okay, cool. But when your officers is not the in the color frame that you would expect them to be, if this was to be white officers doing this to a black man, that's not the narrative here. The narrative here is we have nigger officers who are trying to be Caucasian officers and do what Caucasian officers do, but we got to show these niggas that this ain't going like this.
Hold on.
Even on the law enforcement, even as a law enforcement officer, nigga, you have to be, excuse my language on your show, Jay, but you have to be in the position that you are, you know what I'm saying? You cannot skip over that. You have to remember that what you are. You are a nigger, no matter what type of uniform you wear. No.
Okay. Well, then let's take away the uniform then, right? Let's take away the uniform. It's people out here that watch people kill other people and they won't say shit. Let's take away the uniform. People do that a black man will see a black woman getting beat on by another black man and do nothing about it. Let's take away the uniform. It's not just police. It happens every fucking day, and majority with us. We have to stand up. You're right. Black people should have been outraged. Like, man, why we can't stop doing this shit to each other? Why you ain't tell him, like, bro, that's a fucking enough? When are we gonna get to that point where we like, you know, you actually matter to me? My man's like, we're not gonna do that to him. When are we gonna get to that point? Because we can't expect other people to stand up for us if we don't stand up for ourselves. And like I said, suit or not, it happens every fucking day.
I respect it. Because you want to know something? My cousin works for law enforcement in this area as well. I asked him his thoughts on it. One thing he said was they was idiots. I have to put that out there. They was idiots first and foremost. But to see that they did that to somebody that looks like them, of their color, is a disgrace. It's a disgrace. Because his initial reason for joining the police force was to get back into the community for reasons like that. Police brutality. When the white boy who is so scared of this community and don't know nothing about this community would use excessive force. You know what I mean? So we had people that was put in place that got into that type of realm, which is law enforcement, to protect. If we don't have us to protect us, like you said, we don't have nothing. It's a cold situation. I hate that it happened to her. I hate that it happened to him. I hate that he moved from Sacramento, California to Memphis to die. It's hurtful. But I also look at the bigger picture. It was around Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday. It happened in Memphis. It happened around a sky cam where it was a perfect view.
Yeah.
Come on now. Something ain't right here. You know what I mean?
I just like, damn, was y'all thinking? Like, y'all, like, did y'all just do some drugs before y'all did that? Because
yo, Jay, maybe they weren't listening, Jay. Maybe they weren't thinking, Jay. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they weren't paying attention to their surroundings. Maybe.
Man, you the
or
cops.
Maybe.
You know where all these cameras and shit at.
Exactly.
Like
you had your body cam on. Like, but still, even so, why the fuck would you do that anyway?
True.
I don't. And then you see these pictures with old boy laying up in the hospital bed, man. You like, damn, bro. Like, what did he do? Because you looking at it, you like the severity of his injuries and to what it ultimately led up to. You like, damn, what he must have shot up a school or shot up a police station or somebody. Just the injuries. But then you like, my man's possibly could have hit a car and left. Like,
no, I'll tell you what he did. He made that cop run. His fat ass got tired of running. He was pissed off. He made him run. And he was like, I'm going to get this motherfucker. That's what he did.
Right.
No, he was pissed off.
Yeah, I mean, I could believe that as well, too, because you see some of these officers on the force, you be like, man, who this fat ass? Like, well, who is you stopping, bro? And do you like, damn, do they even do physical examinations to a certain point? Like when you in the force, like reevaluations to see if you physically fit to do the job? Like, cause you see some fatties, like, man, he ain't catching nobody.
Listen, one of the boys played like college football. I wish I had my facts correct, where I could have just, you know what I'm saying, said exactly which officer had the. One of those officers played professional football.
If you look at them, like they look like some common hood dudes.
Jay, can you pull that back up, Jay? Can you pull that pictures back
it's
up?
like that big motherfucker.
Yeah, I got you.
That one in the middle.
The one toward the end with the bald head.
Oh, okay. It was a
He
lineman.
played professional football.
Dog, my man's all the way to the right. Look like he just a thug straight up. Like him right here, like he's just a thug straight up, bro.
So this is really sad for Tyre Nichols, but it's also sad for them too, because you already know they're getting prosecuted.
To the
They're
fullest.
going. They're not coming back out. So if it was some kind of setup, it's really fucking sad that all 6 of these men, and possibly even more, are losing their lives.
All of them look like bouncers at a club.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
You know what I mean?
Like, look at them. Like, that look like the squad you will call if you're having problems. I'm about to call the squad up. That's each and every one of them. They all look like they belong. Look, it's not one that you look like, damn, he don't even look like he capable. All of them.
And look, and must we mention over broadcast, he weighed 150 pounds.
Who, Tyre?
Y'all couldn't subdue him? 150 pounds. And y'all couldn't subdue him, hold him down, get his hands behind his back. You got tasers, you got all this subduable weapons. You can't subdue him. You have pepper spray, you have all of these things.
We already talked about that. This wasn't about that. They wanted to beat his ass, and that's what they did. It had nothing to do with subduing him. That was just an excuse. They wanted somebody to bully. They found somebody. Unfortunately, it went too far. Now they're suffering the consequences. It is sad for all parties involved, including the cops, because now we got 5 more cops, 5 more black men. Let's take away the suits. 5 more black men in jail, and they're going away forever. Like, they're not coming out. Let's just be honest.
Nah, I don't think
they're not coming out.
Nah. Because I tell you what, I was even see a possibility of, like, let's just say it was maybe 1 or 2 of them, and it was a situation that happened. I can even see them possibly getting off just because they cops, just by the number of 1 or 2, but 5, and then you look at old boy, oh hell no, because y'all try to crucify the white person for killing the black. They're gonna make an example, like, right? They try to crucify when a white person kill a black person. They all this go crazy protest, and I want the full max. Well, this is what I mean. The example.
They're gonna give them the max without the protest.
I'm glad you said that, huh?
They don't give them the max without the protest. You don't need a protest to give a black man the maximum sentence. You just need hell. They probably don't even need to go to trial.
And that's crazy. I don't think they're gonna go to trial. It ain't nothing to go to trial for. What is you about to go to trial for?
Jay, I'm glad you said that though, Jay. Let me tell you this, Jay. They was happy that it happened with 5 black officers. You want to know why? Because it's been happening with white officers so long that when it happened with a black officer, we have something where we can publicize. But the only thing that was different that they did not like was the reaction. And I'm here to tell you about the real reaction.
What's that?
There was no reaction from the black community within this town. So they had to portray that. And that's why I get and tell you, know what I'm saying? That's why I get to tell you, like, come on now. That's how they publicize it. That's how they market it. They marketing it by having other people who are portraying to be from her to be on those bridges and stop their traffic and do this and protest. When they not from her, it's not the people of the town.
But why? But again, if the people in the town were not outraged, why not? Is it because they were black? That's what I'm saying. That's the problem. Like, it shouldn't matter what color they are. But they did what they did. They should be outraged regardless.
Yeah, that's a fact. I mean, hey, black on black crime is terrible, as we know. And especially, like you said, the cities that we stay in, we see the examples, we see the situations all the time, black on black. Cool. Now, when you say, when are we finally going to come to a point where I care about you, brother? Your life is way more worth than taking. I just don't think in this lifetime, while we living, that it's ever going to be like that. You understand? Like, and that's sad. Because
that's very sad.
Because back in the 90s, early 90s, when you was a kid, shit happened. Shit always have happened. But at the consistency and the rate that is happening now, and the extra shit that we seeing, it goes to show you this shit gonna get far worse than it is when it get better.
Yeah.
You understand? Because it just turned. It went somewhere else. And you could blame rap music. I'm sorry. You could definitely blame rap music. And sure. I'm not saying music is to blame, but when you have a generation that's based on following instead of being leaders, instead of setting trends, you have this because they want to be what's cool. They want to be the new it shit. You know what I'm saying? They want to follow. And that's the problem.
I would like the fact that we are also desensitized to it.
You're right. You want to know how we desensitize? How I feel I'm desensitized? When I seen it, it's like, I'm just going to keep it real with y'all. This from me. This is my point of view. This is my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I know we broadcast and I ain't worried about what the world view is. But my opinion was, I'm like, again, you know what I'm saying? It's like, my feelings not there. You know
Wait, again,
like,
the police did it, or again, a black man was murdered?
No, it's just the facts. It's just the point that police officers is beating up another black person. They killing another black person. It's like, I see it. It's like we just think this so much. It's like I'm desensitized to the fact that this is happening again.
No.
That's how I'm telling you my point of view.
Take away the suits, though. Take away the suits. Why wouldn't you? Oh, another 5 more black men are killing another black man. How would you have felt if they didn't have suits on? What if they had sweatsuits on? They weren't police officers. What would your thought be? Because that was my conflict. I'm like, damn, like, I want to feel bad for this man, and I do. What they did to him was horrible, but these are black men. I want to stand by these black men. So it's hard to be outraged for real when it's like, how? What stance can you really take in this matter? If I say, okay, well, we don't, it's the police. Like, no, it was the individual people who did this.
Right.
And then just like Rashad J said, he says more about the police culture rather than racial. Now, to a certain point, I can't agree with that because like a gang, like the Crips, Bloods, whatever you want to say, the police is a gang in a certain aspect, right? And they are solid. They are, hey, we're going to have each other's back no matter what, don't say nothing or whatever, even right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's just how they are. And you can tell it's an international thing because niggas, he said Eritrea doing genocide in Ethiopia is the norm. So that just proves maybe a police culture is a thing as well as a racial, prejudice culture. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, I agree.
And then you say, why you guys shocked? I don't think niggas, shit, in this situation, I would be.
God, not that question.
I'm going to
look, can I speak on this one? Can I answer?
Yeah, go ahead.
Why we shocked? The reason why we shocked is because we let 5 black people who's supposed to be upholding the law. First of all, it's deep. Let me get this.
Can't hear you.
Hear
me now?
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, it's deeper to me. I got so many people calling, and I gotta ignore everybody, Jay. You know what I'm saying? They on my line, Jay. They trying to get to me. I'm trying to throw them out. But listen, it's deeper than that because we got 5 people who when I get pulled over by officers, and I got that black officer, it's like, man, I got somebody here with me, bro. It's like, you know what I'm saying? That's how I be feeling. Even if they acting like an asshole, they trying to act like they ran with the white boy more than me. It's like, boy, I can see through you. You know what I'm saying? But for 5 of y'all to beat me in front of this white boy who's standing across the walk over her, he looking back 3-4 times, and then he come over with his nice stick ready to hit me in the head. But y'all doing this in front of him, ain't no way I can say help me.
Why do you keep bringing that white officer in there? Like, why does it matter that?
Because we had in Memphis where a white police officer in Memphis, Tennessee now, a white officer pulled up on a black male who was running away from him. He was running away from him, right? Mm-hmm. He shot him in the back and killed him dead. It was no news coverage. It was no Black Lives Matter. It was no protest. It was no family getting no money. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. This happened in Memphis.
No tears for me.
So hold on, you gonna say no tears? Hold on, let me get this straight, niggas. Are you gonna say no tears from me about the guy who just lost his life in Memphis? Let's just make sure we on the same page. Are you talking about this guy you have no tears from? No Tears 4. He was a FedEx delivery man. He had no degree like our African diaspora.
What does he mean?
Bro,
what's this character?
This got to be a troll.
Gotta be.
Expendable Black Lives. He was broke and dusty like T.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's crazy. This ain't even the place for that.
No. That's why, and look, and that's the reason right there.
We cannot bring him back from the dead, as Cynthia G said. Man, who is these people? Who is Cynthia G? Do anyone of y'all know who Cynthia G is?
Mm-hmm.
I don't follow people like that. Cynthia G probably not even the type of people I even want to like, because if you saying something like this and you
no
up there,
tears from me, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah, like
I almost said something, but I'm gonna keep my peace.
It got to be a troll, niggas.
Can we get back to the show, y'all? Cause we can't lose.
Yeah, cause
we can't lose ourselves to idiots like that. You know what I mean?
Shout out to the idiots.
We got to get back to the facts. We gonna talk facts. We not talking factual. You know what I mean? What he's saying is he ain't talking facts.
There were more cops around.
But sis, back to what I was saying.
There you go.
White officer who shot the black kid in the back as he was running away. He killed him dead. And we had no news coverage. We had no Black Lives Matter. So that's why I'm bringing up the white officer who was involved. Because y'all prosecuting 5 black officers. Y'all should also prosecute those. Y'all fire EMTs. Y'all should also prosecute him. Y'all fire 2 sheriffs. Y'all should also prosecute them. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Do not leave anybody out. Everybody must be brought into this case and prosecuted to the highest extent. That's all my facts here. That's all I'm looking at.
So, like I said, I just found out about this yesterday. I will say that I was disappointed that it didn't get more coverage, but I don't know what the census is. Did they fire them right away, or did they fire them after the video, or when the video was revealed to the family? Like, how did this go? Since you're out there, did they fire them right away when it happened?
Okay, they did not fire them right away. They only fired them when the story started gaining publicity. Mm-hmm. That's when they got fired.
Right. So in the story that you talk about, or not the story, but the situation that happened, maybe y'all should stand up for that. Get some media coverage on that.
The thing about it is, when I get out, I'm out here for real. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Trying to get other patriots to believe in the things that you believe in and do the things you do, that's us. This is a small percentage of us. A lot of us is not on this. A lot of us have something going on within our daily lives, and some of us or some of them have criminal records to where they don't want to get out and actually do things, so they just sit back and watch. That's what's wrong with us. We so systemized. I'm gonna make up a word. We so systemized, you know what I'm saying? We so a part of the system to where we can't get up and get out and do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Could you for once, I'm speaking to my black community now, could you for once forget about the system and fuck your charges and how you feel about some of the things that you may have indulged in, and get out here and actually fight for something, and maybe you can live your life accordingly to be worthy of something because you stood for something. Because if you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for anything. And I feel like that a lot of us is falling for a lot of anything that's going on. We falling for shit that don't even make sense. We should be out here.
Oh, he went away.
Oh, Rashad J, we did mention that as well.
We did mention that here.
They did say it was a white officer who was the first initial officer on the scene. So I'm pretty sure that this ain't gonna be the only charges that's dispersed in this case.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if they do charge the white officer.
See, hey niggas, before you make a comment like that, you need to go ahead and make sure you spell institutions right. You feel me? So that's an ignorance on you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead and shout out to the ignorance.
What is your purpose? Like, what is your purpose to come on here and do that?
Y'all are intense.
You know, a lot of people just egotistic maniacs. They just like to do stuff. You know what I mean?
And they just retarded. Hey man, they just retarded. Look, these are people who have like these ideas or like these weird ass ways of thinking and just think that is normal. So when they up there post comments like this, like they really think they right. Like they really think they doing something, but in all actuality, like they the part of the problem. This person probably not even black.
No, he said African.
Funny to me, Jay, and I just look at him like, you know, a lot of agents be on here too. You know, when you're doing something you're supposed to do and you broadcasting for the right reasons, you know, you're better on you what?
Jim Crow fool.
You're better under Jim Crow. He sound like an idiot.
Look, he's
Jim Crown. Who the fuck is Jim Crown?
We did better than
Jim Crown.
He sound like an
Who is
idiot.
Jim Crown, sir?
like you can't even spell.
Yeah, I mean,
I am not black. You worse than black people
Jim
then.
Crown. Yeah.
Exactly. He is the problem. Man, shout out to you. Shout out to you, Rashad J, man. You already know, man. Good to have some knowledgeable people in here.
You know what I mean?
I have videos on my YouTube. So, hey, I don't really care. But anyway, it's just like you say, I have never even heard of a situation like this before where like all black people beat up another. Like, this is the first for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? It is truly a groundbreaking situation because when you got the police chief that's saying, well, hey, it might have been a questionable stop. They probably didn't even have the purpose to even stop them for in the first place. So you got the top of the top, your boss of the boss saying, yeah, that shit might have been a questionable stop. So you already
Wasn't
know.
it drug force or some shit like that?
Man, it's a special Scorpion unit.
Yeah.
It's a special unit. Like I don't really know too much about the Scorpion unit, but I had to like the little video I trained. I showed y'all.
It's coming like any other narcotics unit, Jay.
Yeah.
It's coming like
look
though,
look,
a special name to it.
But look though, this Scorpion team launched in 2021. Now, any other drug department team, man, that shit been created. You know what I'm saying? We got a drug, you know what I'm saying? But when you launched this in 2021, and then you permanently disbanded it just now, 2 years. So they had to be like some lethal special, man. You know how like certain cities, man, especially in the inner cities, they got a drug department or whatever like that. But then they got the ones that really beat your ass and really like you know what I'm saying, the extreme.
Like the shit you see on TV.
Exactly.
You remind me of the dude from what was it, Boys in the Hood, when he was like, "Nigga, I kill you." This is exactly what that was. Exactly. For no reason.
No reason at all.
It's sad.
Oh, that explains everything. You're African.
They
want to understand American culture. Not just American culture. He want to understand black culture.
No.
But I appreciate your support, niggas. Like straight up. I appreciate that. You know, you count as a view. Appreciate you, Brody. Team Republicans, yeah. Shout out to the Republicans. Yeah, shout out. But yeah. Damn. That's crazy. Like, no, man, that's all good though, man. But look, man, like I enjoyed this episode, man. You know what I'm saying? YB, I know you got your thing going on. Marcia, you got your what podcast did you say?
The Girl Podcast.
You dig.
When do y'all record?
We record during the week on Sundays usually, but we drop our episodes every Monday. Okay. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all them shit. It's lit. We talk about everything.
All day. So y'all make sure y'all go ahead and check out that podcast. Show y'all support, man. YB, man, go ahead and plug on what you got going on.
Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Be here with YB Podcast. You know what I'm saying? Catch me on YouTube. That's the most valuable place to catch me. But I'm on all streaming podcasts. You know what I'm saying? That's audio fed as far as like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, things like that of that nature. But you can definitely catch me on YouTube. That's why I like to be seen there, because I'm trying to grow the show. So you guys come over there, subscribe, and join in and get up with me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm also definitely want to do more with my boy Jay. You know what I'm saying? We started from the mud.
All day.
You guys definitely stay tuned. You know what I'm saying? We definitely doing our thing over here.
Oh yeah, man. Hey, like I say, man, I ain't gonna be talking about networking and shit. I ain't about networking. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always give people the opportunity to go ahead and plug their shit on, promo it out. You know what I'm saying? Hey, because everybody like different things. You know, what you might not like over here, you might like even more over on somebody else's stuff, or whatever the case may be. You know, it's all about opportunity, and I'm all about giving opportunity. So I appreciate these guests right here. You know what I'm saying? We had a wonderful show, man. We knocked out this topic. got some different viewpoints from some different people, you know, a male perspective, a female perspective. And we also had the ignorant trollers, you know, shout out go to Negus, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to them Eritreans and them Africans and Ethiopians and everybody out there, man. So, so without further ado, man, next time we out.